Hi friends, welcome. My name is Iculet and I. Recently, I had a discussion with one of my good friends about the value of finishing things well. We are soon graduating, and I believe this is something that comes up in people's minds, especially towards the end of different projects that they have started. And usually, this comes with anxiety, it comes with some discomfort because I've realized we have a lot of experience in starting things with enthusiasm, with strength, with confidence, but we do not have as much experience in finishing different things well. So I went back to my time in primary when I used to be an athlete, a runner, the importance and impact that is evident in the last lap of very many athletes is the same importance that is evident in every single last lap in all that we do. But even while the last lap is very important, it's usually the momentum that is accumulated from the beginning of a project, from the beginning of a race, that will determine how well you will end. I know for a fact that in sportsmanship, there is an unspoken rule that no matter how you start, be determined to finish well. And I think that in every single aspect of our lives, we need to implement and always ponder about that same principle, because starting isn't a problem. And some of the things that come to play as we journey through whatever project that we are trying to bring to a reality, some things are not within our control. But what is within our control is how we respond to very many of those things. Nevertheless, you can get very consumed with how you want to finish, even before you start. Very many of us fail to even initiate different things because we have this very grand vision of how we would like to finish. And sometimes that grand vision can freak us out, can intimidate us, and we even fail to start. Now, even for those who have started and are in the journey towards achieving or completing a certain project, the vision of how we would like to start can consume us that we even spend so much time in fear and contemplating how well we would like to start to how well we would like to finish in relation to how we are doing now. And that just makes that anxiety build up even more. So we need to realize that finishing well is rarely as a result of the last sprint at the end. Rarely. It's usually an accumulation of faithful steps towards that journey. So even while you're getting consumed and getting intimidated by how you would like to, you need to rein yourself back and realize that how you will end something is actually determined by what you do now. And what you do now, each and every day, sums up to literally predict how you will end. So being consumed, being agitated by how you'd like to end is not doing you any favors. Actually, it's making the likelihood of you finishing well even more elusive. But of course, pondering about that grand vision can either be a motivation or a discouragement. So while we do that, we need to not only reflect on our past and see how we can harness our past strengths and weaknesses to foster and sort of nurture a good ending. But many of us are not only intimidated by the vision of how we would like to end, we are also crippled by our past. So we think that because we have a history of failure, of not finishing well, or some things have happened to us in the past that were out of our control, there are things that we did in the past that are still haunting us, this also can cripple how we end. So yes, it's good to reflect, it's good to look back and ponder on those memories, both good and bad, but you need to take back the authority, you need to take back the control of your life, even if you have a dark past that keeps haunting you time and again. So yes, reflect on the past, but do not let it control you. Do not let it be the limiting factor towards you finishing well. Usually, there are no excuses. There'll be no explanations to why you do not finish well. So try to eliminate any excuses or explanations that you are cooking up in your mind to rationalize why you will not finish well. I know for a fact that very many of us have had some of these statements before, and even while you've had them before, you've probably made them about different people. And the fact that you have had them before and have most likely made them about someone, it probably has been said about you as well. Things like, oh, she started well, but look what happened. Or he was very promising, but something happened along the way. Or who knows what happened? This gentleman was the creme de la creme. You know, he was. They even failed to find the word to describe how promising and how much potential you had. And sadly, that the world can judge us very harshly. And usually they judge us by our weakest link. They don't judge us by our strongest link. You can do so many things over the years, and the moment you slip, that may be what people remember, and they'll judge you harshly. And don't feel bad. Don't be a victim, because most likely you have also done that about someone else. You may not have said it, but probably you thought it. So this is just how certain things are. There's no need to be consumed and literally embrace that victim stature. It is what it is. But despite what could have happened, the control and the power really lies in your hands, not on anybody else. And if anybody has any power over you, it's because you have given it to them on a silver plate, literally. So take back that plate, take back that control, take back that power. Whatever anybody has said about you, your parents, your friends, your teachers, these are people who can make or break us. But we can seize and take back that control over us. There are things that we could have done that sometimes even our own friends can discourage us. I remember I went to different schools in O-level and A-level. And when I was in A-level, I did not go into very active leadership, because at the time I was doing physics, chemistry, biology, and I was having different academic challenges. So when the platform came for us to contest for leadership, I didn't contest, because at that time I felt that I was struggling academically, and I did not want to add another huge responsibility on my plate. So my colleagues in HSC had never really seen me actively contest for leadership. I think I contested for leadership in the debate club of Uganda Matters, SS Namugongo, and I think the Writers Club. But beyond that, on a universal school stage, I did not. So they did not really know that side of me. So fast forward to university, when I went to Mbarara University of Science and Technology, very many of my colleagues, OGs and OBs, came to mast with me. So when I was telling some of them that I wanted to contest for guild presidency, well, very many of them were in disbelief, and some of them were really demotivating, honestly. And I don't really blame them, because they had not really seen me as a leader. They had not really been party to that side of me, and very many of them were very doubtful that I could win. But even winning wasn't even the issue, that I could even aspire to be that. But I knew what I was. I knew what I was capable of. I knew what was in my heart. So even with that discouragement from these people who knew a portion of me, I still chose to go ahead and aspire. And the issue isn't to win. The issue is to attempt to start something and finish it well. And finishing something well doesn't necessarily mean winning or getting 100% of what you had set forth to do. It's about going through the process and doing all that you can when you can to possibly have the best possible outcome. but sometimes you do not get the best possible outcome, but you get maybe 90%. You get something just as good, but you had not performed. And all these things come with different benefits, right? So the fact is, sometimes you will even be demotivated by your people close to you, people who you trust, who you believe in, who you would like to hold your hand and go forth in this journey. Sometimes you may have to go alone or with different people than you had hoped. So even while some of my friends did not support me at the beginning, I had other people from different circles who are supporting me. And of course, they joined along the way when they had a chance to see the determination and what I had to offer. So sometimes people who you want to move with will join you along the way, or they may even never join you, and that's okay. To each his own, right? It's not by force anyway. And the value of finishing well goes beyond all these things. Actually, a culture of finishing well fosters and breeds self-confidence. It breeds better quality relationships, and it also strengthens that muscle of you starting things. Because when you don't finish well or as well as you had hoped, sometimes you can become discouraged and you even fail to start new things in the future, because it's like you have been burnt, you've already experienced that failure of not finishing well. So in the future, when you would like to start something, your mind, your brain will take you right back to when you had started something and you had not finished it well. So when we do finish some things well, it kind of encourages us and it motivates us to even start other things in different aspects of life. So please endeavor to always finishing well. Yes, we have a culture, we have experience in starting very many things, but we don't have as much experience in finishing different things. So whatever you start, try to finish it well. And if you have something that you would like to start, but you're feeling discouraged, you're feeling demotivated because you have a history of not finishing things well, it's up to you. You can change the trajectory of your life. You can change your history and make your future a different reality. So I know for a fact that finishing well is important, and don't be consumed by the grandiosity, and don't marvel at how you would like to finish. Don't be consumed by how grand your vision is. Take faithful actions daily, right now, that are going to accumulate and sum up to become that ending that you had initially hoped for. Thanks for joining me. See you next time.